Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and creatures of the Covenant. My name is Phantom Arbiter, and well, this is a video I didn't want to have to make. I'm queued up for some infection just because this is a casual video. It's not going to be scripted. I just want to get my thoughts out. If you don't know, we got some news today. There was a 343 dev blog, like a video blog, so a dev vlog, I guess, not a blog. And it was a couple guys from 343. They sat down, they talked about what was good with the flighting, what data they got from it, and that was nice. And then they brought in what was it, Sketch and our Lord and Savior Joseph Staten. And the news that they brought us was some pretty sad news. I'm sure you already know by now, but Halo Infinite is going to be launching without co-op campaign and without Forge. They said that best case scenario, co-op campaign was going to be coming. Oh God, why'd you have to freeze, MCC? They said best case scenario, co-op campaign was going to be coming 3 months down the line, and Forge 6 months post-launch. And that is, to me personally, that is devastating news on both of those accounts. Those are features that I find to be absolutely imperative to the integrity of Halo as a game. Gonna talk about this a little bit more. I would like to start from the beginning, as concerning my thoughts towards Halo Infinite, because I've got a lot of thoughts regarding the game in general. So why don't we start back with the first real controversy that Halo Infinite had, being the lack of colors via the coding system. So as you all know, there's not going to be any color customization, and I mean that blew up Reddit and everything for a couple days, and everybody was like, oh, it's the end of the world, Infinite's gonna be the worst game in the franchise, and things cooled down, and I made my peace with it. It was like, all right, you know, not great, you're taking away my ability to do primary and secondary colors, but I can live with it. All right, it's not gonna be the end of the world. The world spins on, right? Halo Infinite still has the opportunity to have good qualities, despite the fact that I can't choose my black and purple color scheme off the bat. And that got me pretty down when it first came out. I was like, oh God, if this is like what we're starting with, what else are they gonna take out? And then fast forward to, I guess, this year, and now we had the flight, and the flight was really good. I loved the gameplay. The coding system wasn't that bad. I was actually really happy with the amount of codings that I saw, and everything was, oh God, Jesus Christ, everything was on an uptick, right? Like I was like, okay, this is looking good. All right, if this is what the game is gonna be, I can live with this. This is good. These bots are intelligent. The bots, oh my God, they were so good. But during that whole flighting process, there was always just a little voice nagging me in the back of my mind, and it was going, this is too good to be true. I just felt that something was off. It was just too good. It couldn't be exactly how Infinite was going to be like at launch. I knew that something was going to be missing. And the thing that mostly tipped me off to thinking that was it was the stream that they had the day before the flight launched, where they previewed exactly what was going to be in the flight and all that stuff. And towards the end of that, when they told us, yeah, assassinations, as you've noticed, aren't gonna be in the game when it launches. And I could swear they said something along the lines of, we know we're not gonna get everything perfect at launch, and that statement made me tense up. It made me go, wait, no, stop, do not say that. This is your big chance. Please tell me you are going to get it right off the bat. The first impression for Halo games has famously been pretty important. Halo 4 wasn't a great first impression because it launched without Firefight, and it launched, it never had Firefight because, I mean, Spartan Ops was the new Firefight. Regardless, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, it was missing some stuff at launch. It shook up the formula by having the weird loadout system. I mean, I know Halo Reach had a loadout system, but 4's just took it too far, and it rubbed people the wrong way. So that was a pretty mediocre first impression, and I'm garbage at infection, I'm sorry. But the point is, Halo 4's first impression wasn't stellar. It was a little bit of a rolled ankle as far as first impressions go. Then, I can't remember which was first, MCC or 5. Either way, horrible first impressions. I think we didn't get Forge until like 7 months after launch of Halo 5, was it? Let me check. I have a Reddit post pulled up here that has the details. No, 2 months. Okay, so that wasn't as bad. Forge was 2 months after launch for Halo 5. But still, that's a whole 60 days without Forge. And I mean, granted, Halo 5's Forge was fantastic. It took me a couple weeks to really wrap my head around the changes and what was different in Halo 5 Forge. But once I knew how to actually really do good with Halo 5's Forge, oh my god, I spread my wings and I fucking soared. That was a great Forge mode. It just should have been there at launch. Like, I would have rather they delayed Halo 5 an extra 2 months just so that they could get Forge in it at launch. And obviously, the fact that Halo 5 didn't have split screen it didn't have local co-op for the campaign in general was actually such a letdown. I remember when Halo 5 launched, on launch day, my dad and I had gone to GameStop and we picked up Halo 5, and in keeping with our yearly tradition that I'm sure many of you also have, a yearly tradition similar to this, my dad and I always played the Halo campaigns together because it was something we did since I was literally 4 years old. We started with Halo 2, and Dad and I would just, you know, sit down on the couch and play a level of Halo 2, a campaign mission of Halo 2 every day when he got home from work, and it was great. It was the one thing we had left. By the time I got into my teen years, it was the one thing we really had left. And so I remember when Halo 5's launch day came around, and misfire, and we booted it up, and we both picked up our controllers, and we were so excited, and we opened up the campaign menu, and then just couldn't play Halo 5 together. It was the worst. It was one of the worst feelings I've ever had in my entire life. And I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but like, it sucked having to say, oh God, I'm sorry, Dad, we can't play this Halo game together. Like, it felt like such an evil statement to say to my dad, and I couldn't say anything else because we weren't allowed to play it together because the game wouldn't let us. And I mean, I know he in the end, at the end of the day, it was like, it wasn't a big deal to him, but like, I just remember him just walking back up the stairs from the basement where our TV was, and I just felt so hollow. It was like, well, I've wanted to play this game. Can you at least, like, can you watch as I play this? And no, he just went up and did some work, because it's not as fun to watch somebody play a game as it is to actually play the game with them, understandably. So yeah, it was the fact that Halo 5 launched without a split screen co-op was completely devastating. And as far as Infinite goes, I mean, they confirmed that Infinite was going to have split screen at launch. And it wasn't until today that we got the news where A, the split screen would only be available to consoles at launch, and B, it wouldn't be available in campaign no matter what platform you were on. That is such just terrible news as far as I'm concerned, because it was a couple months ago I said to my dad, I was like, hey Dad, great news, Halo Infinite has confirmed that they're gonna have split screen at launch. You know what that means? Awesome. Once Halo Infinite launches, you can head on down to my apartment. I'll give you a controller and we can play through the campaign together. But, you know, fuck me, right? It's, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to, again, for the second Halo launch in a row, I'm gonna have to be like, well, sorry, Dad, they aren't gonna let us play together. And then by the time they do let us play together, post-launch in Halo Infinite, the moment's going to have passed, and Dad and I are gonna have to try to find another time to get together and sit down and actually play this fucking thing. So, not having split screen at launch, wow, that sucks. 3 months after launch is just about my limit as far as post-launch content goes. I'm sorry, I should rephrase that. Post-launch content that should have been in the game at launch. So, co-op, campaign, and Forge are the main two things that I'm gonna say needed to be in Infinite at launch. And if I have to wait 6 months to get my hands on Infinite's Forge, oh my god, I don't know that I'm going to still be enjoying the game by that point. Personally, for me, I know that sounds dramatic again. Personally, for me, new zombie. The main draw of Halo nowadays, because I'm no longer the same kid that I was. I can't just sit down and do nothing but play through the Halo 2 campaign all day of every day. It's lost its charm. It's still a great campaign. I still love revisiting it every now and then, but I can't do it nonstop. It no longer has the staying power for the Halo franchise. Nowadays, and it's been this way for a while, the things that keep me playing a Halo game are the customs, the custom games. It's been this way since 5. I spent almost no time in the 5 actual matchmaking multiplayer. I spent a large majority of my time in Halo 5 playing in the customs browser, just going, oh, this is a fucking, look, there's an Escape from the Death Star game mode, let's go play that. Or, oh look, it's Speed Halo, I remember this game mode from Reach, let's play Jump Rope, right? Like, I would just, oh, Gladiator, that was a fun one. So it was the main lifeblood for Halo 5 as a game when I was playing it, was the customs browser. And I'm trying to think, what can you play in the customs browser without having Forge? If I can't forge a map, then at the very most, all I'm gonna get to play with is dev-made maps, and hopefully, I don't even want to say guaranteed, because I don't know that I'll be able to make my own game modes at launch now. I can't be certain of that. Hopefully, I'll be able to edit game modes and make my own game modes and use those to play on dev-made maps. It's not gonna be great, because what good is a game mode when you don't have a bitchin' map to pair it with, right? They're two sides of the same coin. If I'm gonna have a fun map, I want it to go hand in hand with a fun-ass game mode. So if the Halo Infinite customs browser is going to be nothing but dev-made maps and player-made game types for 6 months after launch, I don't fucking know how this is gonna be a success. Dude, it's gonna lose. I have ADHD, all right? You can't keep my attention for that long without really switching things up constantly. Like, I feel like if I have to sit through 6 months of just dicking around in a dead, just stagnant lobby browser, oh god, I'd rather chew sand, dude. It's gonna leave me with a bad taste in my mouth. I can tell you right now, it's gonna leave me with a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm gonna just sit there, play other games. And then, I mean, yeah, sure, they're gonna add Forge, and maybe I'll have fun after that, but it feels like what's happening here is I'm gonna have to wait an additional 6 months. So I'll get the game, right? I'll have the game at launch, and it's gonna be fun. But then I'm gonna have to wait 6 months to do the stuff from Halo that I enjoy. The main draw of Halo for me is Forge and customs, and they're gonna be pointless if we don't have Forge at launch. I don't even remember the original 2 months of Halo 5's customs browser because it was so fucking long ago, and we've had Forge ever since. But I can't imagine they were fun. So I know this is long-winded, and like I said, it's an unscripted video. I'm just kind of sitting here shooting the shit while I play some Infection. But God, you serious, guys? So I know this isn't the most popular thing to say, but as you could probably note by my emblem and my tag here, I am a clan kid, as Reddit has called me and pointed out in the past. I'm a clan kitty. So when I think about my clan's operations on Infinite, what aspects of the game are imperative to proper operations? I'll tell you. Number one is maps. Being able to make training maps and make recruitment maps and maps. They are the baseline. They're the foundation of every clan's activities, right? You're not going to have a raid if you don't have a raid map. You're not going to have a sword duel if you're not able to make a dueling ring. It's not gonna happen. So that's the first thing that comes to mind is maps. The second thing that comes to mind is armor colors, because I don't necessarily do this with my own clan, but I know that a lot of clans will usually have a dress code, and the clan has certain armor pieces and armor colors that their members must wear to denote rank or whatever. So that leads me to the next issue of the color customization. And I mean, I know we touched on this at the beginning of the video, but at this point, it's the little things piling up on top of the big things. So, I mean, if it was just color customization and Infinite launched with Forge and I had the ability to make my maps and and get everything set, then I'd be fine. I wouldn't mind having to work around this color customization system. But if I'm gonna have to load up live fire every time I want to run a fucking clan training, seriously? Like, that's gonna get old fast. I played a lot of live fire in the fucking in the, I don't want to say beta, tech preview, that's what it's called. I played a lot of live fire in the tech preview, and that map felt real stale real quick. I didn't enjoy it for long. I love the lore behind it. I love that it's the Avery J. Johnson Academy of Military Science. I absolutely adore that. But the map's design as a whole, it was pretty small. I wasn't a huge fan of the sight lines. Your options for verticality were pretty limited, and it just got old fast. Aim was horrible there, and I'm sorry for it. But if I have to load up fucking live fire every time I want to train some recruits, that is not gonna last long. So there's the issue of not having player-made maps at my disposal. There's the issue of armor colors. And then the last thing, the straw that really breaks the camel's back for me, is the emblems. As I'm sure you know, during this last tech preview, the emblems that we had, you couldn't change their color. They were like Halo 5 emblems, but even worse, because in Halo 5, the emblems were made for you. You could just change their colors. In in Infinite, if I can't change my emblem's color, oh god, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What the fuck is any of the Halo clan community supposed to do? Emblems are a huge part of denotation. They are how you distinguish your clan from the other clans that are similar to you, is you use the emblem and you switch up the colors. Same emblem, switched up colors that are unique to your branch.
10 seconds remaining.
If every UNSC clan that's running Spartans has the same emblem with the same colors across all UNSC Spartan clans, oh god, those poor guys. I'm in the same boat. The way that our system works is I have this bull and the shield, and usually the bull stays steel and the shield changes colors depending on which clan, which house you're a part of. Am I not going to be able to change the color of my fucking shield? Oh god, please no. Is that really something that's so hard to just patch in? Can you not just say, all right, let's quickly put together a system that lets them change the colors of their fucking emblems? In reality, I would like the ability to make my emblem foreground and background the way it has always been and should always be. That's the wrong one. If I want to have a fucking coffee mug on whatever the hell this background is, please let me make that choice. I want to have the bull on the shield. In Halo 5, good luck. What we ended up having to settle with was the knight's helmet. It was like a knight helmet with horns, and we made the horns transparent. We wouldn't have used that emblem, except it was our only option because it was the only emblem with this shield as its background. And the shield is the important part. As long as whatever's in the middle of the shield vaguely resembles a head of some kind, helmet or bull, something like that, then it's usable. It's not great, It's not preferable, but it's usable. But it's just, I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like 1 step forward, 3 steps backward. You know, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like we're making progress and then we're just backpedaling hard. And I don't like that. I really, really don't like that. It's just this icky feeling of like, I trusted this. And I mean, I knew, like I said, I had a feeling that they weren't telling us everything. I had a feeling that they were going to turn around and say, hey, so this thing's not going to be there at launch. But I didn't expect it to be Forge, man. I thought it was going to be like, hey, yeah, so we're not going to have Infection and Griffball at launch. Can you forgive us? And I was going to be like, sure, fine. It's Infection, it's Griffball. I can go a couple months without Infection and Griffball. They're not that great anyways. But Forge? 6 months? Come on, man. You're just kidding yourself. I mean, I know it's going to be a free-to-play game, and you're pulling in a lot of people who... Ideally, you're going to be pulling in a lot of people who don't have previous history with the Halo franchise, and they don't know that these are features they should expect. But God, it feels like the biggest slap in the face to people who've been loyal to the franchise and people who have cared about this franchise for so many years. I've been alive for 21 years, and for 17 of those 21 years, Halo has been my favorite thing on the planet. Ever since I was 4 years old, Christmas of 2004, and Dad unboxed an Xbox Original and Halo 2, and we booted it up that night, played through the first couple missions of Halo 2, and then that was it. I was sold from the start. And like, this is what I get? This is what you give me when I practically raised myself on Halo. And I mean, I know it's not the end of the world, even if we don't have Forge at launch. But it really, really, really doesn't feel good. This just feels fucking icky. So, Jesus Christ, I've been recording for 28 minutes. Are you serious? I'm sorry. This has been such a fucking ramble. This has been such an absolute rant. But I needed to get this shit off my chest, and fucking nobody's awake on Discord to hear me whine about it. So I figured I would just talk into the camera for a minute. I'll be, well, 28 by now. But I don't know. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. Am I making a situation out of nothing? Is Forge really that important to Halo? Are customs as much of a lifeblood as they feel? Or is multiplayer where most of the player base resides? Is just what it is, whoever sits around in custom lobbies, are they just like a small 5% of the Halo player population? I don't know. I want you to tell me what you think. And thanks for sticking around for this long if you fucking care. All right. Have a good one, y'all. I'll catch you.